Normally, the domain of soulless live action remakes of beloved animated properties is that of Disney. I mean, they got another one on the horizon with Mufasa after the baffling success of The Lion King. And, well, actually, you take a look back a few years and you realize that, they probably had good reason to continue to do all of that crap. I mean, Aladdin made over $1 billion. It's like, that just makes me want to die inside. But at this point in time, the most recent ones haven't been all that hot. Okay, like Little Mermaid, okay, if they just leave it in the theaters long enough, it'll eventually break even. It might actually turn a profit, Yeah, it's like, yeah, sure, on that one. And what's the next one? Oh, right, Snow White. Not a great time to be doing this stuff. Okay, so yeah, I guess some idiot over at DreamWorks thought, now's the time to take one of the most beloved modern animated films. Okay, How to Train Your Dragon. I haven't seen it, but I know it has a tremendous reputation, and they're gonna go and hop on a train that is puffing its final plumes of smoke, rolling into that last station, deciding to hail and hop on the last cab. Not good. Not exactly a winning strategy, especially when you put a trailer out like that, which, ugh. But I think even they know, I think even DreamWorks knows that this is kind of a pile of garbage because they didn't even show the worst part, and even still, like, it's eliciting a lot of eye rolls. I'm not seeing too much adulation for this stuff outside of, hey, the animation looks fine, okay? Like, little hiccup, it doesn't look all that bad. It's just, it's a cheap copy of a scene that I could imagine in animation is so much better. Okay, so much better setup, so much more emotional weight to it because you got the first dramatic meeting depicted in this trailer. And yeah, exactly. I looked at it and I finished watching the trailer and I had the same response that the author here had. The trailer for the live action How to Train Your Dragon movie evokes just one question: why? Yeah, exactly, because I think that there's, a third or fourth one that's already in development. So, yeah, again, copying another trend from Disney. It's kind of like Moana, which I think next week, Moana 2 comes out, is one of the only Thanksgiving holiday movies to come out, and it's going to end up battling Wicked for supremacy because Wicked's going to be massive. Thank God Gladiator 2 isn't going to be doing jack shit. But Disney, when they do, proper animation, they're kind of some of the best to do it, and if not them, it's definitely DreamWorks, because one of the best animated films, full stop, like not the most profitable one or anything like that, okay, because Inside Out 2, everybody just looks at that and goes, how's that the best performing animated film of all time? Don't know, haven't heard anything outside of it. That's fine, okay, it's not gay, it's like, okay, that's your best praise, it's not something. Great stuff. Kind of like how Avatar is, the biggest movie in the world. It's the biggest franchise ever. There's two films in Avatar, and it's made over $5 billion. Make that one make sense. What does everybody say about that? It's not bad. Oh, great, cool. What can you tell me about the water one that just came out a couple of years ago? Don't know, but everybody went to go see it at the theaters. Whatever, man. I digress. Let's talk about How to Train Your Dragon. Let's talk about the opposite of water, because it's a lizard that flies and shoots fire. It makes sense. Don't worry about it. The first trailer for the live action remake of How to Train Your Dragon just has me wondering why they keep bothering to do this. Oh yeah, and let me finish another thought. Tangents all over the place. Don't worry about it. It's great. It's fun. That's why you guys come here, because I got a bunch of disparate thoughts and I like to put them into one succinct video. So at least something has structure around here. But yeah, the How to Train Your Dragon stuff, the fact that, there's another animated one, at least in the works. From at least memory, that's what I can see. But with, Moana 2 coming out, and then the live action adaptation for Moana, like just a few months out from that, like it's supposed to come out sometime in 2025. So yeah, How to Train Your Dragon is trying to simultaneously run live action and anime versions or animated versions of their film, and hell, might even try to do an anime version of it if this one ends up inexplicably doing well. Oh, brother. Another day, another trailer for yet another live-action remake of an animated movie that is beloved by many, all in the name of, you probably just guessed it, money this time around. How to Train Your Dragon, an adaptation in the first instance, is a very popular animated film that has already made lots of money, and is the second instance a one that still has a lot of fans to this day. The teaser trailer was released yesterday by Universal Pictures, and it feels a bit exasperated watching it. But before you say any more, check it out for yourself. And you can do it, because it's like it's competently made. It's fine. I don't know I really don't know if it's going to do well or not, because we can point to the controversy, which there is many, and it makes a lot of sense because, yeah, they're going to go ahead and show the main character and the cute dragon, but they're also going to leave out the very obvious race swap. You want to do this in very quick succession, a live action remake of a movie that's not 20 years old, and you're doing one of the classic swaps, and you're making it even more egregious with this also being a Viking culture story. And yeah, you're making Astrid black. Good stuff, right? And, well, this is where I don't know if there's going to be a disconnect with the audience on this one, because, okay, cool. There's a lot of times where, certain audiences will just go ahead and overlook blatant propaganda. I mean, take a look back last year with Barbie, biggest grossing film of the year, blatant misandry. This, though, live action How to Train Your Dragon, everything else looks like it's going to be on point except for the blacked female protagonist. I also wonder if she's going to end up usurping a bit of that throne, but I digress, especially in regards to this is where it kind of throws me off. It's like, I don't know if it's going to be negatively affected, because here we have another braggadocious director saying, it's all fine. We're casting a fantasy, not a historical fact. It's like, okay, cool. But you're also adapting something that has a very culturally relevant source material and spitting in the face of that. There's no such thing as dragons. I know that there's one on the Welsh flag, and there's a lot from a book series that started so long ago, and there's been so few updates on. You might think that it was released in ancient history. Finish the books, George. But no, dragons don't exist either. So I don't know. That's a non sequitur if I've ever seen one before. Dean DeBlois, director of the upcoming live action adaptation of How to Train Your Dragon, has responded to criticism about Nico Parker's casting as Astrid in the film. How to Train Your Dragon will adapt the beloved 2010 animated movie. Okay, that's when it came out. I thought it was the early 2010s, but whatever. In which America Ferrara voiced, Astrid. Interesting. Okay. In addition to Parker, the cast of the live action How to Train Your Dragon. That's great. Okay. Yeah. Because, what was the big takeaway from Barbie in last year? I swear this tangent will make sense. That big feminist soliloquy about how difficult and how hard it is to be a woman for some fantastical reason. And who delivered that? America Ferrara. See, it all comes back around. But yes, the cast of the live-action How to Train Your Dragon adaptation includes Mason Thames, Gerard Butler. Oh, okay, cool. And Nick Frost. All right, yeah, you got some names on that. Ever since it was announced that Nico Parker would be portraying Astrid in the live-action movie, some people have criticized the casting choice since Parker is black while the animated version of Astrid is white. Yeah, but she's voiced by a Hispanic. You guys didn't have a problem with that. Yeah. It's because voice actors can be from any background. It doesn't much matter. You do a good job. Who cares what you look like? You're a voice actor. But you're doing live action this time around, and you've got source material to reckon with. Because if you wanted to tell your own story, you could go ahead and do it. But you don't have confidence in yourself. So you're bastardizing for simply the message, because don't give me this shit. Don't give me this shit. She was the best for the job. Bro, if that was legitimately the case whenever anybody is looking for a certain actor or actress for the job, Meryl Streep and Daniel Day-Lewis would be getting every single job that they could if they were just simply casting for talent. But they aren't. Recently, DuBois posted his response to the criticisms on Instagram defending the casting choice. The director argued that it makes sense for Astrid to be black in a world live-action film, and insisted that Parker was the best actor for the role. See, that same old tired criticism because, you can't prove she wasn't the best for the role. It's like, yeah, we can also make logical deductions that you weren't looking very hard. You just wanted to do some goofy shit, cause some controversy, and think that, any publicity is good publicity. But in recent years, especially now moving forward, I mean, paging Jaguar. You want to know how to kill your company in one simple ad. Anyways, exactly. We auditioned many actors for the roles, including actors who look like their animated counterparts, but we chose the actors who best embodied the spirit and personality of the characters. Since the tribe in this version is made up of descendants of the finest dragon fighters from everywhere the Vikings have ever traveled. Oh, great. So it's going to be one of those disconnected quote-unquote representations of an ancient Viking tribe that is just going to look like central casting out of Los Angeles. But no. We were looking for the best actors, I bet. Still, we're crafting a fantasy, not historical fact. Yeah. And all will be revealed in time. We're not making a shot-for-shot remake. We just struck close to key moments to honor the original. That's why the first teaser that you released looked to be a shot-for-shot remake. But we're not doing that. Trust us, I think. Instead of a completely new tale, we aim to embellish and deepen without abandoning the story that fans love. We'll have to see. Because some of the creatives behind this doesn't exactly imbue me, or even somebody who has a much deeper appreciation for the source, with any type of confidence rather. And yeah, as this live action remake has been lovingly dubbed across the internet and properly committed to text by Grums here, How to Tame Your Dragon with DEI, or How to Tame Your DEI is how I've also seen it as well. And so it begins. We know how this goes and why we must reject it. Game/movie randomly inserts a person of color into historically white culture for no good reason. Stunning and brave. I won't even go that far. It's like you're doing an adaptation. It's like, just pick somebody who looks like the original character. You did it for Hiccup. Okay, you somehow, conspicuously also made sure that the dragon was black. Very interesting. Very interesting. You keep that consistency. People noticing the pandering, called a racist, and should be phobes, not phones. Now, if this was a Diablo remake, they would be asking, don't you people have phones? That's a deep cut. Next, articles coming out saying, well, actually, there were yes, we was black, we was Kangs, we was Vikings, and shit with white culture. And they are really, kings and queens and epic samurai. Next, Wikipedia and other fact sites, quickly edit and revise articles to reflect this new reality, or just, simply changing birth dates because the creator's a hack. See Kiadi Mundi earlier this year, care of the Acolyte. The actor and movies are probably fine unless the writer's room is infected, and expect Astrid to be a strong whammon and Hiccup will be crying all the time. I don't know for sure, but she's definitely going to have a much more prominent role because we've already seen her in Armor, because that makes sense. She'll be much more prominent, I assure you. But yes, that's not the point. The point is actual erasure of history to support flimsy fictional narratives in an evil attempt to gaslight you and erase the past. It's Yasuke and Assassin's Creed Shadows all over again. I mean, you take a look. There were no black Vikings according to studies. There weren't fire-breathing dragons named Toothless according to studies. That's the name of the dragon. See, I haven't watched the movie. I know there's been tacit recommendations across the, the board that, even it's supposed to be a kid's movie, which is why they put this soft propaganda in it. Like, she doesn't look like a Viking, but she looks more of a, techno-Viking than goofy-ass Aloy does. At least she got that going for her. But yeah, you kept the design for Toothless similar. And Hiccup. But yeah, the Defenders that are coming out, if you have a problem with black Vikings existing in a world with a bunch of fire-breathing dragons, you might be racist. Yeah, bro, that shit doesn't work anymore. That's very over. The fact that discussing film has to mute the replies because of racism is disgusting. It's probably people going, Astrid ain't black. Then I don't know what you're doing. Nico Parker is Astrid. Comes to theaters during Pride Month. Interesting. Very interesting. And we got somebody who is, a first assistant director. Black Magic Man. Interesting. Very, very interesting. We'll see what happens. One casting doesn't necessarily sink a film, but the reaction to said casting and said backlash is what will be the decider. Because just because there's changes to source material doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be bad. I mean, take a look at Corlys Velaryon from House of the Dragon. That makes a lot more sense, but making Astrid black, I can't foresee that being a narrative choice so much as an ideological choice. But we will have to see the more information comes out. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.